G'day folks and welcome to FYI Nanaimo. Citizen Bob here. Gladys will be joining us shortly. Don't change the channel, Mr. Mayor. You're going to love Gladys's commentary. Well folks, we're going to start off with a big FYI hats off to Louise Guilfoy for putting together an amazing celebration fundraiser for Gord Fuller on Friday the 13th. And a big hats off to Jerry Hong for providing the venue at the Queen's. As you can see behind me, it was a packed house. So good to see Gord surrounded by family and friends. Over $7,000 was raised that evening. What an amazing night, and what wonderful people we have here in our community in Nanaimo. Hats off to all of you. Speaking of Gord Fuller, he surprised many by attending this past Monday's council meeting. Well, what a night that was, folks. Now over to Gladys for a recap of Monday's council meeting.
Hello, folks. Gladys here. Well, what a council meeting on the 16th. A hell of a surprise for many when Councillor Gord Fuller arrived. I'm sure the city manager was delighted. Well, Councillor Ian Thorpe, bow to dam safety, bow to the province. Ooh. How about this? The city management would have had their way 2 years ago without challenge from the people. The dams would have been torn down and the taxpayers of Nanaimo would have been out $30 million. No, Thorpe. Would it be different if there had been sports fields at the colliery dams? You were way out of your league, Mr. Well, Councillor Wendy Pratt. You might want to humbly ask Councillor Yoakum about respect and protocol when referring to the city. Maybe a little cultural sensitivity and awareness training? It does wonders, and I do speak from experience. Yes, sirree. As for your continued turnaround and parroting of Thorpe's "we must obey the dam safety, we must obey the province," take a look at history, Councillor Pratt. If it was not for people standing up to the government's throughout history, you would not be sitting on council today. Hell, you would not even have the right to vote. Kudos to MLA Doug Rotley for speaking at Monday's meeting, and for all those ever speaking to Minister Thompson on behalf of the citizens of Nanaimo, more than I can say for the mayor, and for Doug's common sense, no BS approach to the colliery dams boondoggle. Yes, Doug, it is fortunate that some council has been doing due diligence and critical thinking in regards to the dams despite city management's best efforts to the contrary. And yes, Mr. Rotley, we are doing the right thing by staying the course. Kudos to Councillor Kip. Damn right the process has been flawed from the start. The accountability lies at the feet of city staff, especially past and present city managers. SS mismanagement, Swaby and Seaward were in full damage control, giving false and misleading information such as SFN approving the removal of dams. Bullshit. Until former Chief Doug White stepped in, SFN had not been part of the decision-making, or even consulted, for that matter, Mr. Swaby. Let's listen in a little bit to that conversation between Councillor Kip and City Manager Ted Swaby.
Sizes of spillways. So staff, before really doing an investigation in the first few months, had determined those dams were unsafe and wanted them tore out. Even come up with a $30 million price tag to repair them when it was actually about $8 million.
Your Worship, Councillor Kip is missing one of the points that Council actually voted to remove the dams.
Oh yeah, under duress of lawsuits and the same stuff, Mr. Swaby, the same duress.
And that the First Nations were actually supportive of the dams coming out.
Ooh, good old kick-ass Kip. You sure had Swaby on the ropes, yes sirree. And then next, folks, savvy Councillor Bill Bestwick asked former Chief Doug White to speak to Council. Unfortunately, Mayor McKay disallowed Mr. White from speaking. Well, Mr. Mayor, Doug White, just like any other citizen, should have been allowed to speak. Was it out of ignorance or disrespect? Or was it because Mr. White would have shown them that City Manager Ted Swaby was not telling the truth? Covering Gridiron Swaby's ass, are you, Mr. Mayor? Well, there you have it, folks. And remember, it's Gladys, not badass.